Good morning. Whenever you stop and think about all the things that you and I sometimes worry about, it's amazing how often they are all these things in the future that have not occurred, may not occur, things we can't control. And yet we spend so much time and energy worrying about them. I love Robert Fulghum. I think he's such a great writer. Been one of my favorites through the years to read for actually even devotional material, just his little short stories. And one of those that I remember was about the time that Robert and his granddaughter Bree were going to go out and go do a wedding together. You see, Bree's younger, but she and Robert are best friends. He loves being with his granddaughter. He says she is wise beyond her years, and he is kind of goofy behind his years. He says we make a perfect team. We really get along together. We like each other not because we're blood relatives, but just because we really get along. Anyway, they went and did the wedding, and Bree had fun being a younger girl and seeing what he's doing. And when the wedding was over, they drove home, and Robert said, she was really quiet on the way home, unusually quiet. And they finally got to the house, and when they started to get out of the car to walk up to the front, he said, "Is everything okay?" She said, I wonder where he is tonight." "Who?" "Him. My husband. The father of your grandchildren. I wonder where he is tonight." And Robert said, "Well, I have absolutely no idea. Why?" And she said, "Well, what if he's hurt? What if he needs me?" And he said she got big tears in her eyes and started streaming down her cheek. And then she said, what if he's been hit by a truck and I can't get to him? And he's so lonely and afraid. And now Robert said he had tears in his eyes, and he said, that would be absolutely terrible. And they walked in the back door of the kitchen, and when they walked in, there was Robert's wife, and she looked at them and said, "What's the matter with the two of you?" And Robert said, "Well, it's Bree's future husband. He's been hit by a truck, and we don't know where he is, and we don't know who's going to help him." And he said his wife looked at him and went, "What?" Sometimes we're thinking about all those things that might happen, and we're so worried about them and so afraid. Can't do one thing to change them. It really is kind of sometimes silly, the things that we worry about that we can't do anything about. The promise of God has always been, when you get to the future, He'll be there to help you take care of whatever is there. The promise of God is He's with you today. And today is all that you can affect. Today is all you can deal with. And today is when God promises to be there. That's always been the promise for thousands of years. One day at a time, in the moment, God promises to be there. Don't worry about that loved one in the future who may have been hit by a truck. Go out and enjoy today and know that God is there with you. Have a good one.